I want to put this video out because I feel something is telling me to probably release it. It has something to do lately of what I have been encountering within my mind. I had to talk to Jesus Christ about it, and he gave it pretty much interesting a name for this one actually. But let me go ahead and describe something real quick. You know how when you listen to music, there are times where you kind of put on your own little TV show going on your mind just to fit the music and all that stuff. I don't know if you guys do that, but apparently mine does. So, but every time my mind would enter a different thing to where there will be somebody there who would be singing, but you know it's not good, but you know it's something bad. Like something is there joining you in your music, what you listen to, correct? Well, these three female demons didn't really seem too much when I first saw them. A couple of days later, something kicked in. It described these female demons a little more detailed. And this is where I'm going to go ahead and just describe them. God was telling me that these women are considered to be man eaters. That's what they called. And this is where I'm going to describe it. I recognize one of them. There were three of them. One had blonde hair. Other one had brunette. The third one, God told me the third one was more like a leader to these groups. This one had more of a reddish brown hair, but kind of like an old style 80s look. Kind of puffy, a little curly, but it's like it was styled really well. Now the only difference between these women is they look like any typical woman. The only difference between them is they had no pupil. The whole entire eye, you know how the eyes are all white and you got the color in the center? Well, their eyes were no pupil, was all pure white. All white. The, I looked at their mouths. They had more of an overbite, like sharp teeth from top to bottom, but they had a movement of more of an animal type of thing, but they look all attractive women. And I'm not going to go with detail as well with what God was telling me. I was describing something else about them. God was telling me that these women that you describe are man eaters. They don't show themselves not like any other succubus. They're like succubus, but except when they set a trap to capture something, they feast just to feed themselves. They eat a man. And how they do it is they do sleep with the man. But the thing about their body, it possesses more of a serpent's poison. So if a man is breeding or mating with this creature, apparently it causes pain down below that guy's what, which causes so much suffering, which is more like an opening for them to kill the man instantly. I remember seeing this one, and I remember looking at this one like, who are you? And it was like more of a clear speaking when they was talking to me. And all I do know is I was trying to tell him, I was telling God, like, This is the only thing I can describe of what they look like. But the only thing I can say is there's some things that they're not about, let's just put it this way. They're not about showing themselves as much. They only show themselves when they come to the point, I guess. I don't know. But they were setting a trap for me. Like they were waiting for that right moment to set a trap. But they failed completely. I guess you could say I just had my little warfare battle between them. Because the next thing I know, my forearm extended a blade, which I was able to use against them. The next thing I do remember is launching a blade through their hearts, killing them on the spot, and you could just see them die painfully. But from what I do know from details is they would eat their own children. From what I've heard from God tell me, they would eat their own children. If they breed with a man, they would also wait until that child grows up and they would feast on that child, like instantly, like eat them alive. I told God these things don't look like they were breedable. They don't breed. So from one of those three, one was in charge of everything, but they do have what it seems to me more of a leader, like a higher rank female succubus demon in charge of everything. So yeah, I hope I'm making sense here what I'm trying to describe, but I guess it's true what they say though. Beauty can be dangerous sometimes, especially if you're coming across something that's not even normal and it would eat a person too. Wow. I will say this though to everyone out there, keep your minds clear. And as always, believe me when I'm telling you this, I see things you will be afraid of. And those out there who are probably faking still, just know I know something you don't. And I encounter every day what I see. And I don't need to make this up. And I don't think anybody would last long if you tried reading my mind. Believe me. Just want to describe this. God bless. Be safe, guys.